let me see what I'm not lagging.
Right.
There we go.
And I have to go see how many
We are
points
back,
I have.
and we are ready to go for another night of Rifts Survivor's Dawn. This is actually the Siege of Anthem. So, bum bum bum, the very first major military action in the game. So,
Scary.
yes.
Let's hope it's in a blue zone.
I believe we
shall
determined that
see.
there was a blue zone nearby.
That's right, because Marcus and Alex
Yes.
sensed something nearby.
Which Marcus and Alex are not
But
here.
I do have another dot in firearms. So I don't have 1 dot anymore. I have 2.
This is good.
I like the map in the layout.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
like
Yeah,
it.
this is what I see. Sometimes this happens. Like I'll get an idea will jump out of my head, a matter of hours before a game starts, and then I'll tell myself
That's always scary.
I can do it. I can put it. Yeah, and then I realize I got to change the layout. I've got to make a map. I've got to put some visuals up there, and so yeah.
When that voice in your head goes, "You can do it," ignore it.
So there we go. That is what we're looking at here. I have obviously got some visuals posted up because I know Rifts as a game in general is not one that's played much anymore, except
I've
for
noticed
some of the
that.
hardcore. They're still putting out books, but wowzer. Anyways, so that is, as you can tell, that's our map. That is the layout, as you can tell, where everybody is starting off positioned. The Crimson Brine Syndicate has taken over the federal prison in Anthem, which is right there on that particular scene. The players have approached from the I-17 and are making their way up. And I gave visuals in the Discord chat as well as the description, so you guys know what is what if you happen to be looking online or looking in the chat. So, who do we have to give us a recap? Because Brittany is out.
I can go ahead and
Thank you
do
very
that.
much.
Let me pull that back up here. Yeah. All right. So last time we had returned to our base, finding out that it was the first day that there had been a lesser ash fall. So that's good news for climate and for solar power generation. Civics, the new robot, was there ready with stuff to clean out armor for like chip and all that stuff. So Civics is he's raring to go to help. That's good news so far. And we got news from Lieutenant Nichols that that Mr. Ryan, the guy we had just talked to, contacted the base and he was on his way to it. At the same time, we were rejoined by Tilly. She had been working with Sergeant Trent and their team, but now she's reassigned to the Zone Walkers. Let's see here. So then Ryan arrived at our base, got everyone to gather round, and effectively let us know that there is a caravan up north near Anthem, guarded by humans and gargoylites. And yes, they are literally gargoyles, but smaller versions, about 3 to 3.5 feet tall. Were guarding this caravan, and apparently was led by, or at least owned by, Zelvrek the Traitor, who is a business rival, of course, of Rhines. But looks like this caravan had stuff with the Nemo logo on it, and it looks like they may have even been carrying around slaves, including a VIP to Marcus, somebody he has been looking for. So we were offered cool gear and better relations for future contracts and whatnot with Naruni Enterprise if we actually go up north, scout, and deal with these guys. We were authorized to do that. We went ahead and went out, and by the time we were approaching Anthem, we found, let's see here, it is, what is that called? Near, or actually at the Federal Correctional Institute location for Phoenix, which is like just before you reach Anthem proper, between some mountainous, hilly areas. Looks like those guys set up a base of operations. Lots of people. There's watchtowers. Looks like there's slaves being held there. And a caravan even arrived and offloaded some gear and supplies there and then took off again. Seems to be at least 40 hostiles that we could find, along with hostages. Lots of gargoylites circling around the area, as well as humans. And there may be a blue zone nearby because Alex and Marcus felt that when we were near that area. And so, with that scouting, we returned to NEMA Command at the Deer Valley Airport, let them know what was going on, and they're planning an offensive. And that is where we left off.
Great. So, you guys at this point have all gathered your gear again. You are ready for the action. APCs are being loaded. The troop transport / Humvee like vehicles are fully loaded. You've got your squads on board. Chip, you have geared up. You're going to be flying in separately as a part of a squadron of Silver Eagles. Red Squadron. Okay. You specifically are Red 5.
Nice. All right. Very cool.
Then, of course, just before everybody is, mobilizing out at this point from the Northern Command location at Deer Valley. Lieutenant Nichols is going to be the commanding officer on the ground. And you guys see that probably for now, I know Dale knows what these are, but the Chromium Guardsmen, this is the first time any of you have actually seen one of these in action. Basically, it's like a bigger, taller Iron Man kind of suit. It's not, it's not a full-on giant robot, right? The guy in, like, if you blew off an arm, you'd take off the guy's arm too, sort of thing. But it's got this gigantic cannon that just kind of settles on its back, and when it fixes into position, it comes over much like a heavy-duty weapon. You can see that being loaded in. You see the bulldogs being dropped onto they're being dropped onto hover platforms to bring them in so they're not walking the whole way. As well as the Super Mastiff, which all those pictures, of course, in the Discord chat. And standing on top of his Spartus hover tank, Lieutenant Nichols looks over everybody who is going. In total, I could have swore I copied this down, but I'm probably going to need to scroll back and get all this. So, here we go. That's where I listed it off. Yeah. Okay, so effectively we've got the everybody that mans the APCs that you guys know, as well as their fire teams that go with them. You've got the 8 Silver Eagles that'll be in the sky. You've got the Humvees, so you've got their driver and gunner. And you have 2 platoons that are going along as well, and the Spartus hover tank. So it's I mean, this isn't, it's a major military action, but it's not, we're not talking like hundreds of people. Nobody really has that to throw around anymore. But there's a good crowd of people here, listening to this speech as he stands up and is addressing the crowd before everybody heads out and goes to their predetermined locations, or starting points, I should say. And Lieutenant Nichols looks around to everybody at the assembled troops before him, and he speaks with a plain but steady voice. You all know what's waiting inside those walls. Cowards, slavers, bullies who survive by scaring people into doing what they want. They've never faced disciplined soldiers with our gear, our training, and our will. Tonight, they will learn the difference. This isn't a raid for glory. It's for people who can't fight for themselves, and for everything NEMA stands for. We hit hard, we hit fast, and we give them no room to breathe. Bullies back down when you punch them in the mouth. We're not here to negotiate their courage. We're here to break it. This is our first real strike since the Cataclysm. How we fight tonight sets the tone for every operation thereafter. We'll be measured where we must be measured, ruthless where we need to be ruthless, and professional the whole damn time. Major Vasquez and our families are watching. Do them proud. Keep your sectors tight, watch for innocents, and don't waste ammunition on targets you can't positively identify. He says, I and the Chromium Guardsmen are going to maintain overwatch and funnel their response. Silver Eagles provide close air support. Call for it early and clear. Med evac stays green and close. If the fight stalls, fall back to the mountain and let the heavy hitters finish the job. Remember, we're NEMA. We protect, we hold, we reclaim. We go in, we get the people out, and we come home with honor. On my mark, move like you mean it. Nichols out. Everybody assembling at this point and heading out from there, with a purpose at this point. Because in very much the way that, he explained it, and all of you realize this is pretty much what you've all gone through your respective boot camps for. Something like this. And it's been lawless for too long since the Cataclysm. And if anything, you could potentially be the spark that ignites the region and starts getting some degree of decency back with the people. You've made some contacts, clearly. You know the people of the Tranquil Zone. Obviously, you've got everybody back at the respective bases, hoping that this goes well. Now it's time to set the tone. And as everybody starts moving out, as you can see on the maps, let me get this pulled up here. And then that. There we go. Now, is this the one I'm looking for? Oops. No. Okay, so you guys have seen the main picture. Okay. So, how this ends up happening, the way the assault is being lined up, it's gross, to say the least. Obviously, intelligence, what intelligence you guys picked up indicating you guys are probably outnumbered, probably heavily. Um,
Uh, real quick, guys. Abby, could you take notes for me real quick? I got to deal with something emergency just came up, but I'll be right back.
that was a Texas. That was a big Texas 10-4. So, essentially, because they knew that was going to be a potential problem, Lieutenant Nichols decided for shock and awe. And if you look at the map, you can see there's a place labeled Overwatch.
Right. Okay.
So I know everybody here has at least a partial understanding of the military, and you know what a sniper is. Okay? Imagine,
Right.
for a moment, you had guns that could walk and that could fire with the intensity of a deck gun from a battleship. That's what you chose to snipe with.
I like that. I like that. That's
Exactly.
on our side.
So, what Lieutenant Nichols has done is he gets an Overwatch. The fire support team from the Hollow Point Hotel is digging in and entrenching around their location. He has the Chromium Guardsmen up there as well, and their weapons can actually go that range. They have they can essentially fire and strike a target at almost, or it's about 2 miles out. That's a heck of a gun. So to deal with the additional impact, the two APCs, which are a part of the beta company, or well, the beta team, they are parking behind the hill, so they're out of direct fire if they had anything that went that far, and they are going to lock their fire control systems into the Spartus hover tank, meaning they can now fire indirectly using their missiles and get a guided lock from above, so the missiles fly up and over and also strike targets at that base. And what the initial reaction is going to be is Overwatch begins the fight. Beta, along with Beta doing indirect fire with some missiles initially. Then they get the Ashhounds fire team, as well as the Ghost Ravens squad, and they are going to begin making their way. They're going to be start making their way up to the left of the mountain right there, and the the men are actually going to be dropped off a little bit before they get to before they get within visual range of the base, or well, the prison, and they're going to use the gullies and whatnot to run along to stay low and out of sight. Then when they get close enough, they're going to, after everything has already started firing, they're going to move in with Hummers, the Humvees, as well as the APCs, and start taking a blitzing action with just guns blazing, hitting everything. By this point, they've already been peppered several times by missile fire and indirect missile fire, and the boom gun, as well as the gigantic particle cannon on the hover tank. Then what happens is Alpha Team, the Iron Dogs with the mechs, are the morale breakers. They're going to come stomping in and start shooting anything that's along the ground, and because they're more frontline units, Iron Dogs are there to make sure nothing gets too close, so they can't get bum rushed. Once the firing starts, Red Squadron is going to come up over the mountain and come straight at the Crimson Brine Syndicate, they're going to get unfortunately in air-to-air combat with these gargoylites, but it's going to be more akin to the hornet's nest got kicked, and hornets are dashing around all over the place initially. So even though they're potentially outnumbered, they're going to be coming in fast and hard and keeping them occupied. Even though they may be wind up being outnumbered, all the attention is initially going to be on Overwatch and Red Squadron, which is going to allow the other two teams to come in a pincer move and start hammering at the openings. And if they move fast enough, the hope is that they're going to break any ground. They're going to break the morale of the ground forces that are there with their superior firepower, presuming they have superior firepower. They do. You guys do have a little bit of intelligence from Delta and Rhine that they may have Naruni tech there.
Okay.
So what we're going to be doing here is the roles of Alpha, Beta, and Red Squadron are going to be controlled by you guys. So when I call for rolls to strike, that's when you're going to be rolling. You're also going to need, if you need to pivot the plan accordingly or whatever have you, that's going to be up to you guys. So the success of this team still depends on all of you. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay.
Big eyes.
Oh, no. Okay, so we are starting this off. There is no masking it. When this boom gun goes off on the chromium guardsman, it's kadoom. Like, I know some
yeah.
Callie, have you played Rifts? Okay.
Yeah, I played the original.
So
Rifts.
basically,
Yep.
for those people who may be watching who don't know, or players who may be interested, the boom gun from the Chromium Guardsman, aka Glitter Boy from modern era Rifts, is so powerful that they have to fire spikes into the ground to hold them in place.
Yeah.
It's that powerful.
like an old cannon.
Yeah.
That's what they had to do too.
Yeah, there you go.
And so between those two, like that and the missile fire goes off, and what they end up doing is they time the initial cannon fire right when the missiles are about halfway there. Gunfire goes off, and it's just a ripple effect right in the front, and you can see flickering lights as power is buckling from the savagery of the initial attack. Red Squadron, here we go.
All right.
So you are flying in, and of course, as I indicated, you do see that there's a lot of chaos down below. Many things are starting to take up into the air. A little disorganized. They're gargoylites, as they pointed out. They're not soldiers. Doesn't mean they're not effective, just they don't have that kind of discipline initially. But the what is happening is there are 6 of them who were out on initial patrols, just kind of poking around in the area, immediately fly in towards the Silver Eagles as the Silver Eagles are screaming in, and even though it's nightfall, they're silver. They're much like the Chromium Guardsmen. Unless you put black paint on them, they are unstealthy.
Right, exactly.
So as you are making your way in, obviously, Red Leader tells everybody to maintain firing discipline. Stay with your wingman. and we'll make it out of this. And he says, and here they come, and you can see 6 starting to dive in immediately. They're actually pretty nimble in the air, because how they can fly, and what they have are some sort of rifle-like weapon, unfamiliar with you, but it appears to be energy of some kind.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. See if we can engage
Okay.
them then.
So what we're going to do here is you're going to roll for yourself for gunfire, and then you're going to roll for the squadron.
Okay.
Your squadron has a dice pool of 7 for potential hits, and
Okay.
the same to potentially dodge or get out of the way.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Oh, let's see here. And for this, all right, we'll start off. Do they seem to be in a relatively small grouping, these 6?
We'll say yes, because they were actually up in the air before everything happened.
Okay, good. Then, yeah, we will go with a light burst and go after those guys. Okay, here, dexterity, firearms. Okay. Here. That's 6 successes.
Nice. Get up my dice here that I forgot to do.
Oh, and Chip had 20 points of main body armor chipped off from that battle
repaired.
a while back. Has that been... Okay, cool.
Oh, and before we go any further, we have birthday XP to do. And Brittany is in here. That's Brett.
It's October. It's
Yes,
super
it is.
birthday.
Yep, exactly.
So we'll have to wait on Brittany when she can play again, which is next game. But Dale and I obviously have a birthday, and there's monthly XP. So we have 1d4 plus 1 to roll if somebody wants to roll that. And then we have 1d6 plus 1 for the birthdays.
Okay. I'll roll my birthday here. And the birthday is 1d6 plus 1? Okay. Oh, see. So a total of 3 from me.
Total of 4 from me.
Okay.
Did you still need someone to roll the
Yes.
1d4 plus 1? Okay, I shall do that.
Okay, I'm back. Thanks, Abby.
Not much has happened, but I'll send you what I have.
Okay. It's okay. I still have a blank page, so.
So that's
4 from
11
me.
at this point. So we have 11 XP so far for the month. So make sure that gets down in the notes. Still missing Brittany's roll because Brittany is not here right now. So she'll have to roll that next game.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. That'll be on my actual birthday. Cool. All right.
Nice.
So you have rolled 6 successes. All righty. Roll damage.
All right. Let's see here. All right, that's 3, and that's doubled, so
Ooh,
6
okay.
ag.
So keep in mind, this is, although you take it out, the first alarming thing about this is that they can take military grade damage. You killed it,
Yeah, these like
but it means standard
creatures,
weapons are going to do nothing to it. Which, okay, I mean, it's reassuring. You shot him down and pulped him, but it's not like you walk around carrying the railgun. So it's like, ugh.
Yeah, right. Like,
But
whew. Yeah.
so pepper one up, and end up dropping him. Roll for the others.
Okay. Will we act like they have a specialty?
No.
No. Okay. Oh boy, we're gonna re-roll that.
Wow.
Holy cow! That's better. 4
That's way
successes.
better. You went from a botch. Just
Whew.
all of a sudden, you
And I got no
you
more points
suddenly
to
get into
send you.
combat. Everybody
Yeah.
else flies into one another, crashes and burns, and it's only Chip up there in the air now. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah. It turns into hot
Part
shots.
two.
Yeah.
All right, so you are the squadron at this point's laying into the other ones. Why don't you go ahead and roll damage for them as well? Same bursting
Okay.
action.
Okay. Right. 2 successes, so that'll double to
Okay.
4.
So 2 of them go down, so you got a total of 3 that have fallen. The others are still up in the air. They're returning fire, peppering up some of the other ones. Let me see if you potentially get caught. You are down. You are down a die if you want to attempt to dodge. Okay.
Okay. Yep. I'll do that. All right. And that would be
Dex and
Dex
piloting.
and piloting. Okay.
Oh,
5 successes.
not today. Give yourself a little bit of a barrel roll. Your legs kind of kick up in the air as you whip around, and gunfire goes whizzing past you. Right as you make your first pass, but past the compound, you can see that the opening salvo that Overwatch did actually, the main gate is just gone. Like it's
Okay.
it's obviously going to take a little bit for the smolder to lessen down a bit, but I mean they hit this thing hard. Like the main security gate, the gatehouse, as well as some of the road and partial buildings that are nearby just got smoked. Like there is an opening. There's only one right now, but there is an opening for the ground forces to start making their way in.
Gotcha.
All right, so then there's another volley comes out. You see another rippling effect along the ground. The there was it's not a gatehouse. There's a yeah, this is what I want. Okay. Haha. It's not a It's not the gate. Yeah, it's there we go. There's a building that comes up as the U.S. Prisons Bureau, which is more like admin buildings or something that they use for who knows what reason. That has actually taken some damage with their second wave of attack. Like they pivoted and hit that. No one was entirely sure, but Alpha Team is going to be coming up there, so they figured they might need to lay into that to disable any way of fixed positions from readily returning fire before they end up. The boom gun ends up striking one of the guard towers on the southeast side of the complex, and it just one shot smokes it. And you can just see like a burning pyre and pieces of like rock and cement just flying everywhere where it was. And then the particle cannon from the hover tank ends up hitting the wall and blowing a piece of that away. So now it looks like they're going to start working on leveling another section for an opening. Whereas the missile fire comes back out again, and it ends up what it looks like it ends up taking out another tower. So they're effectively like poking these guys in the eye with rebar. In a very effective, very painful way, just like doink. Ah! And at that point, as you guys are flying over, you can see that there's a lot of mobilization down below. People running back and forth. What you do end up seeing, Dale, as you fly by. One thing you do see humans down there. They are clearly not prisoners, which means they're with this syndicate, whoever the heck they are.
Right.
And then what was it? I can't remember. Who else? I know I have the gargoylites, and then I've got the humans. But then you see a mix of non-human, humanoid figures kind of running in the mix. Now that you've got now that you kind of fly over, you also have a good aerial view of what the place kind of looks like.
Okay.
And what they've kind of converted, and all the wedge-shaped buildings that you see there are all they're that the physical part. It's the quads of the prison where people were kept. Straight, you don't have too much to worry about from stray fire. They're gonna take those hits. They were built, with a heavy reinforcement from what you can tell.
Okay.
Which also means if they have slaves or they have people in there, that's probably where they're at. Which means if the forces don't break, as far as you can tell, it's going to get up close and personal, and people are going to have to fight hallway to hallway. So that could be potentially rough. After the initial round of, or I should say that next round goes out, Beta team is moving out, and let me change our picture here. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. It should show phase, but it does not. Why does it not show that? because it's not there we go. Okay. So the map details have been updated. I will of course post this here in the chat so you guys can see that kind of which way everybody's moving. Doink. So Echo 9, those of you who are obviously not with Chipstone, you are going with the beta team and swinging around to the left. As you want to,
I take
yes,
that that's
you're
us.
Echo 9.
Okay. Okay.
So in the distance, you can hear the guns kind of firing and some of the Gargoylites trying to swarm Overwatch at that point, but they've got a fire team with them, so they're doing quite all right. Initially, I'll let you guys know when you get into combat. In fact, why don't one of you make a roll for one of you roll for Alpha team, the other one can roll for Beta, and this.
I'll
Okay,
roll
and
for
this-
I'll roll for one.
Okay,
I'll
this
roll
is
for the
to
other.
determine if they are detected or not. So you're going to want to make a stealth and pilot check, just pilot in general. Your dice pool is, we'll say 6 for both.
Okay.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay.
Same. 2
So
successes.
so far the advancement has not been seen just yet. You're a little ways out. They are clearly worried about who or whatever is blowing them up with massive weaponry on the mountain, as well as these 8 gleaming, sets of armor flying around, going brrr. Chipstone go burr.
That's what we do.
All right. So next round at this point is more are coming up, and so we still have the 3. Oops, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Wrong way. So this time, 15 more of them take to the skies to try and do something about the Silver Eagles. So Silver Eagles need to. So we're going to start off at this point. Give me dodging checks, maneuverability, same dice pools before.
Am I doing that for a Chip and the squad?
One for you,
like
and then
last
one
time?
for the
Okay.
squad.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so for Chip, that's 4
Nice.
successes. And the squad,
Okay,
that's 3.
so both of you end up getting shot at this point, probably because of the volley of fire, not so much the accuracy. So let's roll for damage here. Okay, that's 3 for Chip, right in the main body.
Okay. I can take it.
Yeah, you've been through worse. Turtle.
Yeah.
Or sorry, beefalo.
Beefalo, yeah, beefalo.
I was
And-
like, turtle.
yeah, I wish it was a turtle. Boy. Yeah, beefalo plus
Yep.
giant fire elemental.
And again, some of the other guys got peppered. But as far as you can tell, well, they do have these Gargoyle lights do have military grade weapons. They're not catching you significantly enough to worry everybody, but there's clearly more coming, which that's a problem.
Okay.
Volley of fire
Yeah.
in return could eventually turn this around fast. So it is up to you guys to fire if you're going to return fire. You are down a die to do so.
Yep. Doing that. So another light burst. Okay, from Chip. Okay. All right, 4 to hit.
Okay. Let's see if these lint liquors can get out of the way. You lint liquor. That is good. That was from you. Okay, you hit one.
Yeah. Okay. All right, roll damage. Three doubled to
Oh,
6
nice.
ag.
So you focused on the aggressor you hit before. That guy ends up getting like a wing blown off and was dead before he ever hit the ground. So he's toast. Cool. All right. Give me a roll for the others.
Yep.
Yes.
And they are also down a die? Okay. They've got 4 to hit.
Let's see if they can pull it off. That is also a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. It's going to be 2 double to 4 ag.
Okay. They managed to clip a couple, but you're still outnumbered. So at this point, they had 18. Their 18 is now down to 14.
Okay.
So they're all swarming around, and of course, your formation at this point has gotten broken up. You're having to switch back to good old-fashioned dogfighting. Okay, so
Right.
we need another check. We'll say it's a tactical check. Same die pool as before for Alpha Team and Beta as they continue their advance.
And 2 successes for Alpha or Beta. I don't know which one.
2 also.
So phase has updated at this point. Ground forces are starting to spill out to try and defend, or at this point, lend additional support for the air units, or to try and advance on Overwatch. Right now, they're not entirely sure. I need to roll to see if they spot either of your groups. You both got 2? Okay. Let me get this open here so you can again see kind of everything is forming. Come on. Got it. Not trying to transfer it over to another drive. Okay, well, when it comes up, it comes up. I'm not going to worry about it right now. All right, so, because I got the picture online. So, now we need to see if they're able to spot you guys with any of their towers in that area down. You got 2, right? Okay. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
ground forces have been spotted. So the initial advance is going to have to be sped up. So those of you coming up on Beta, rather than drop them off so they can make a silent approach and be sneaky about it, all ground forces stay within their Humvees and the APCs and gun it. They're going to try and blitz. While Alpha, you can hear their you can hear their advance as you just hear those units as these giant robots that are I want to say they're somewhere in the range of like 11 to 15 feet tall. Let me check real quick. So here's the Super Mastiff. How big is this bad boy? No, sorry. The Super Mastiff is 30 feet high, and the Bulldog is 12. Okay. That is a lot of metal that's thumping along the ground as they both start running. It should show someone here. What's the ground speed? Running. Ooh, I didn't notice that. Bulldog can run. Run, mind you, at a max of 70 miles per hour. That is fast.
That's cool.
When you consider it's basically just a giant walker from Star Wars for the most part, just going ka-tish, 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 ka-tish. Super Mastiff is probably not going to be that fast, so they're going to have to keep it relative. But let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought. So its max speed is 30, so they're at a 30 mile per hour movement. They are not going to be in range just yet. They will be next round, so you guys are going to be able to start rolling for them. Now that you guys are entering combat, who wants to roll for the APCs? Would Callie like to roll since she hasn't rolled any?
I was going to say Kelly should roll. She hasn't rolled yet.
Okay.
For the APCs.
So you are currently only within range of missiles. So you get a +1 to strike with those. So your die pool, or I should say, you don't technically get... How do I want to do that? Because it works a little bit differently. Let's say you get the +1, but you're still going to roll your fire systems in order to connect with it. So you are going to have a die pool of 6. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6.
Since the APCs are not on the other side of the mountain at this point, you can either take, they're missiles. You can basically just hit a button and fire everything if you want. I was very guilty of that in Robotech.
I have 5 successes with 2
tens. Tens won't do anything here. But... I was going to ask, even though it's still the same, you have the vertical missile launcher, which is on top, but the APCs also have front-facing mini missile launchers that face kind of like the front bumper that will launch off from there too. The nice thing about missiles is you can just determine how many you want to fire.
Are either of them affected by range? The range
no.
that they're in right now?
No, I mean in the sense that both will strike. They're mini missiles. The ones on top went further if you're really worried about it, but everything's in range right now.
Okay, we'll do the front ones right now just in case something pops up.
So you have a total of 48. Or not 48, sorry. Yeah. Oh, never mind. No. So you have 24.
24 around
24
or just
for the
24
front.
period? Okay. We'll do 10.
See, I like doing that too. So okay, so you just pull the trigger.
Just do half.
Some plumes of smoke go flying up. Do they even have enough time to say "oh dang"?
Uh-oh.
Because they clearly see you now. Plumes of smoke firing off in the front from both APCs as, 10 missiles apiece from AP. That's 20 missiles screaming at them along the ground. That's pure terror. That's like
Yeah.
Just in case any surprises.
well,
we have missile
precisely
backup.
right.
That's my theory.
Don't mess with Nima.
All right.
Exactly.
Opening salvo.
So-
If they surrender, cool. If not,
So you can see that obviously some military ground forces have started to amass. Go ahead and roll your damage. These mini missiles have. They have owie damage. Go ahead and roll. Roll 1d4. Mm-hmm.
okay, 1d4.
Okay.
1.
So times 10 makes 10, and you fired how many total from both APCs?
20.
So times 20.
200. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
worst roll ever. Sweet.
So,
Whew.
and then as you guys are riding, and I mean, you can hear Ride of the Valkyries in the background at this point. Just dun 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 dun. Yeah,
From
exactly.
those
Yeah.
CDs we found.
It's being piped in. Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking it's the end of the world as
And you
they
just you
know
see
it.
the contrails.
It's the end of
You see the
world
contrails
as
from
we
those
know
missiles
it.
just strike, and like in anime, there's a split second for dramatic artistry effect as they hit, and all of a sudden just like all around that area. That conveniently enough,
Jackie just laughs.
so that was the section of wall that the Overwatch had started to hit. So now there's a gigantic southern opening at this point. There's a gigantic opening right at the first gate. This is clearly going bad for them really fast. You weren't able to get like a head count. You don't know like what sort of ground forces were amassing. All you know is you don't really see many of them in the smoke and destruction that like level that whole section. So it clearly did a lot of good.
So we're looking pretty good with like a pincher movement almost. We're coming in from.
Yeah. You're definitely making them hate life all of a sudden. All right, so that's what the ground forces end up doing. I need to circle back. I don't think Alpha Team has long range like that. I think everything that they've got is beam weapons. Let's see. What? Scratch that. Oh, goodness. Ow. Wait, hold on a second. Please tell me these aren't just...
Is that a good owl for us or a
We're
bad owl?
all in suspense.
I need to take a
Jerome.
look at this real quick, just making sure.
Yeah.
Oh, see, the one thing about Rifts, they loved their tech. They were all like the writer and most of the people that worked on it or drew for it. They loved weapons, and they loved putting weapons on weapons. And that's why I thought when I first looked at this, it was all beam weapons for the Bulldog. No. Ow. Okay, so the beam weapons that they have, you can't use yet. This is Alpha Team, so those of you who are somebody wants to roll for Alpha Team, if you'd like to act, you have the choice of hitting them with your mini missile launcher, of which it has 6, for a total payload of 36 missiles. Good gravy. As well as a long-range laser cannon. Like I said, ow. Let me double check on the Super Mastiff.
The inner Harper in me is like, yes.
So let me double check.
Harper would be
Goodness.
in love.
Yeah,
Right
Super
now.
Mastiff can strike too. I should have checked this more.
She would be saying, "You're coming
Okay,
home
so
with me, baby."
Where's my giant
know,
bag
right?
of holding?
So even though you were
Oh, wait, no.
even
Where's
though
my
you were still
teleport
at range,
switch?
if somebody wants to roll for missile fire from Alpha Team, you can.
You're alpha. I'm beta.
Yep, I'm alpha.
Okay, so
I will roll.
you can take technically up to 2 strikes if you want. So first, we're going to decide if you're going to fire missiles. I'm assuming yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the missiles on the Supermastiff are. It has a total of 4 missile launchers. Oh goodness. Okay, we'll say they're just short range. I didn't plan that out right. They actually had potential medium range, so they could have been on the initial fire up front. It has a total of 48. So you have 36 and 48 to fire.
So did we just end the game?
No,
It's just like
no.
in-game.
I mean, they've got
A couple tokens in to start over.
They've clearly got more tricks up their sleeve. This is just grosser than I initially thought.
We're trying to.
Yeah. So
scare
let's
tactics
focus on the
them.
the
retreat.
bulldogs first.
Okay,
2.
and there's how many of those? So I need to roll
No,
twice.
rolling. We'll just to keep the number crunching all the way down. We'll just have you roll once. Also, they'll have
Okay.
a 6 die pool to strike.
Okay.
How many missiles are you firing a piece?
I'll go with
10
10
oof,
a
okay.
piece.
Sorry.
10's a good
sorry,
number, Callie,
Chip.
right?
Burr got replaced with Foosh.
That's fine. They're on my team too, so it's okay. I
Yep,
like winning.
winning.
Winning's good.
They got 4 successes,
Ooh.
Jerome.
Goodness. Okay. And that's just them. Okay, so before you do that, let's have you roll for the Super Mastiff. How many is he going to fire?
10.
At first
You
at
had
first
to ask.
glance, it's like these bots are kind of running and they're giving off smoke like they're already overheating, and then until you see the trails pluming off of them of terror. Yeah.
Oh, that's smoke.
We are making a statement, Lieutenant Nichols said.
Lieutenant said,
Okay, and you're
Knock
firing
you
10 from
out.
that. Go ahead and roll for the Mastiff or Super Mastiff. You got 6?
6. 6 again?
Yes.
No.
Die pool 6.
No.
Mhm.
My pool was 6.
Thank you for clarifying. Okay.
1 success.
So that one wasn't all that effective. I mean, it's still radius. It's unfortunately because they're explosive devices. Force. Oh my goodness. Okay. At this point, you guys are just raining missile fire down all over the southern eastern side of this building complex. If you guys are looking at a map of the federal correctional institution there on Google. So basically, I don't want to do that. Stop that. There we go. The gatehouse that led into this place, which is actually the first kind of wedge on the east side that you see. That's right there by that kind of like roundish triangle parking lot. That's a guardhouse. That's where you would normally go through to inspect and get cleared to go in. That's gone. Like just basically it's as if if you've ever seen the video by the fat electrician where he talks about how the United States destroyed half of Iran's navy in 8 hours, an 8-hour workday. he talks about how he's like it must be a pain in the butt to play Battleship, against America because you're throwing up, haha, I've sunk your battleship, and then they go, well, first of all, no, you didn't, because they repaired it all, and he says, secondly, screw your entire navy, as he takes your board and throws it against the wall. And basically, it's what you guys did to that front sector. It's completely open. That guardhouse is gone. The fencing is just gone. Part of the parking lot has got like pop marks now from other stray missile fire. Heaps of vehicles got flung up into the air. You even see one of the hover platforms that they use to bring people in. Like you saw like part of it buckle and they get flipped up in the air. This is actually mildly terrifying to you, Chip, because it would almost be like you flying through a not friendly version of fireworks. Because you
Right, yeah. All these explosions in the ground. Yeah.
So it's going off. Needless to say, it is a distraction clearly to the other gargoyle lights at this point because of the just sheer amount of damage. I'll tell you what, Shelly, why don't you give me a willpower check of 4? Six for the difficulty. Okay, they are still in it. Clearly distracted and getting on the terrified side. All right. Let's see. So the Crimson Brine Syndicate fires on the Humvees and the APCs that are now racing in with a pincer maneuver to try and get as close to the fire or to the prison as possible to essentially drop off the Ghost Ravens with their fire team to secure the area or to secure like that section so they can give the people covering fire and whatnot. Also, the Humvees have been given a dual purpose role that they're the guys that they have on the turrets that sit on the back are also potentially they're anti-personnel, anti-air. So it may help, it may not, but we'll see. So more gunfire and everything happening. They are firing back on with something on the other side of the wall at the inbound APCs. So Callie, why don't you give me a piloting check for the Hollow Point Hotel and the Ash Hounds? They have a dice pool of 6 as well.
That'll be 3 successes.
Okay, it's close. Whoever they have firing whatever cannon they have on the other side is skilled at firing that cannon. The APCs, however, are piloted by better trained personnel. I'll be right back. Go ahead and keep talking.
I need clarification. So, Callie, your team, your APCs, they took out a wall. Is that correct?
Yes.
On which side?
The first missile salvo took a wall on the south side,
South side.
leaving an opening.
Thank you. I know you usually don't have a lot of notes during battle time, but I try to get some.
Well, it seems like this whole episode is going to be battle, so
Yeah.
What
good to touch the highlights.
Yep.
What started this fight?
Marcus's well, we don't know this, but the viewers now know this, that Marcus's wife and child are there.
Okay.
And
But we also were given information from Delton Rhine that there was this caravan that was carrying NEMA supplies up north. But
Mm-hmm.
as we were headed that way, we stumbled upon this, which is clearly their main outfit up in this like Anthem region. And so, because they clearly have NEMA stuff and slaves to
Yep.
save,
Yeah.
we're here to
And
deal
They
with them.
started it.
Chip
Yeah, pretty much.
noticed. Yeah, Chip noticed Miranda in one of the pictures, and and then we were off to scout for sure because Marcus wasn't going to have it any other way.
Okay.
But it also gave him a reason to recuse himself because his player was not going to be here.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why you're in charge and not him.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, Callie's character's usually in charge of battle anyway, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
She just likes Marcus to think he's in charge.
No, he is. Until we're shooting stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Which is quite frequently.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to see if my kid. I don't think my kid's door is shut. Hold on.
How's your computer running, Jerome, now that you got it fixed?
Great. I actually found out what the issue was.
Oh, what was it?
It's Chinese equipment again, but it works fine. But what I'm finding is that I have a docking port for some of the extra stuff that I need for my computer. But because I have that, I think, plugged into the docking port, I have this basically a 4-drive bay that sits off the side that I have for extra hard drives. Only 2 of them are in there, but I found that if I turned it off and left it off while it booted, it boots right up just fine. And then when I turn it on, then I've got access to my hard drives. But if I leave it on when it's trying to boot, it causes that hellaciously long boot sequence. So,
Weird.
yes.
Computers are weird sometimes.
There we go. Accidentally closed out of the window I needed.
Yeah.
No. I want the map. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So now we're back. We're set. So obviously more gunfire is happening. There are still 14 in the air, which are now being joined with the next wave, which are 20 more, as well as some auxiliaries on the ground. So it is getting hot in here. All right, so now we can see kind of the direction which way these are going. Let's go ahead and kick off the top of the round. So, and look at the screen to kick off with Dale, and Dale's not at his desk.
He's there. His
There he
head's
is.
there.
Sorry about that. Cats
No, you're
were
fine.
playing with cords.
Okay, so at this point, you guys are being swarmed. So if you want to continue, opening up with evasive to try and keep you guys into the action, you're now facing 14 plus 20. You're facing 34 in the skies now.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Well, we probably need to reposition then. So if we can do some evasive maneuvers before we can
Okay.
slam down at them. Also, there were like anti-air units possibly on the ground
is correct.
might be able to assist us at some point. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So let's see about some evasion first. Okay, go with Chip first. So for Chip, 6
Okay,
successes.
so he's trying to stay out of the way as he flies to the unfriendly skies. That is good. So again, you have really taken to this Silver Eagle, dipping and diving and cutting it low in certain sections to avoid gunfire from these gargoyle lights. They are unable to get a solid beat on you. Again, you have tech. They have
Okay.
eyesight and pistols or rifles. Go ahead and roll for the others.
Right. Yep. Shoot.
Oh,
Failure for them.
Threat. Okay. That's going to hurt. Okay, so two of your number end up getting shot down as basically just by numbers. Volley of fire ends up getting focused on several of the others, but two of them catch the bulk of it, and they just spiral down and crash into the ground.
Dang. Okay.
Well, ground forces are coming. You can signal that two are down, and if possible, get a rescue team. But you're still clearly behind enemy lines.
Right. So he will call out like, 2 Silver Eagles down. If anyone can catch them on the ground, we'd appreciate it.
Then you hear Lieutenant Nichols. Affirmative. Engaging.
Okay. And let's see. Can we now return fire
Yes.
on these thingies? Okay. All right. Down a die. Okay. Oh, and
Okay.
light burst as before. So 4 successes to hit
Nice.
from Chip.
Nicey nice. It speaks of a fever that only strikes at midnight. 10th Kingdom reference there.
Yep.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll for
And
the
let's see.
other flyboys that are up in the skies.
Okay. For them, they get 1 success.
All right, so it's the swarm. Like they're having difficulty targeting, and the gargoyle lights are zipping in and out. Obviously, they're smaller too, so they're spraying. And they're keeping gunfire in the air, trying to keep everybody honest, but they're not making any significant hits. You, however, end up striking one. Did you roll your damage?
I'm doing that now. Okay, so 2, double that to 4.
So you pepper
ag.
one up. He's not down.
Okay.
All right, so that is our people in the air. Lieutenant Nichols has transformed down to the I forget what it's the hover tank without the gun. I forget what it's called. Well, basically just the transport. And he has the gunbuster unit that just kind of propped itself up on up on its side, so it can fly. So it can fly in from the from Overwatch, which the rest of the fire team is still in the Overwatch position. With the Chromium Guardsmen still occasionally taking shots off. Lieutenant Nichols indicates that because there are two pilots down behind enemy lines. Refrain from missile fire. Keep your targets accurate and acquire through laser or cannon. Essentially, he's telling you to avoid splash damage or radius effect weapons like explosives like that. So everybody is moving in. So at this point, we are now back to Alpha and Beta. Shelly, why don't you, before you roll, you and Callie decide who's going to handle the APCs and who's going to handle the Humvees.
Which one, Capitan?
The Humvees have us in it?
Correct.
Okay. I
Okay.
will handle the Humvees.
Okay,
So
I have
Humvees
APCs.
essentially have, obviously they're not armored all that much, but on the back they do have anti-personnel like railguns, similar to what Chipstone's Silver Eagle has.
Nice. I was just thinking like some 50 cals. No.
Oh yeah, much
All right.
better than 50 cal.
Mhm.
This would effectively be the Ma Deuce.
How many Humvees?
I believe in the chat I said there were 5. Let me take a look.
5. Okay. I'm looking back through.
Yes.
Okay.
And it does
500.
have a tow missile rack on it, or equivalent to a tow missile rack. Only has 2 missiles though.
The 2 Silver Eagles that went down, are they the one, like I guess the gargoyles they're fighting, are they out of range or are they in range?
You would have to actually get up to the walls in order to try and assist them right now.
Okay.
So you can't.
Then it will be, I'll keep those for like if something looks like they're coming over us, or if.
Okay.
something
What you can do, however, is take that railgun and try to clear up the skies a bit for your air forces.
Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking of, is I want to, because 2 of them went down, I want to support the air so that we don't lose any more.
The air is a target-rich environment.
Yes.
Yes. I want to support it by shooting it a lot. I want to shoot the air.
Okay. So you have 5 dice to strike with this.
Understood. 5 dice. Come on, be nice rolls. 26. 2 successes.
Oh, that's a hit. Okay, so great. So you've picked up some strikes with the railgun. Chip, you're doing, or Dale, you're doing the single burst for the railgun. So can you give that information to Callie so she can roll some damage?
Yeah. So let's see here. Light burst. That's 20 rounds. The damage is 8 ag, and whatever you score, you double that.
So roll 8 dice, and whatever you have, you multiply it by 2.
Yep.
Okay, so roll 8 dice, difficulty 6. Oh, it's good. Yeah, 5 successes.
Nice. Whoa.
Doubled to 10.
I'm like, you did not just shoot down.
Okay, so
My guys.
at this point, thankfully you've been doing a good job piloting, but now you see ground fire ripping up into the skies around these gargoyle lights, and just
Yeah, you'll hear me call in, like.
and then you start seeing like get like just popping as they get struck in the air and falling down. Let's see. So we had, what do we have? We had 14 plus 20. That gave us 34.
Yep.
All right. Let me keep up with some.
Am I rolling for every
No, no, no,
Humvee,
no.
or am I
You're
just going to
basically
roll
rolling
as
as
a
a group.
group?
We're doing some mass
Okay.
combat rules here just to kind of keep it spry. Yeah.
Just-
Okay,
yeah.
so of the 34, they lost 7. So
Nice.
that has definitely swayed them as they realize they don't have quite the advantage as they had. They've still got more coming though. As you can see, more starting to take off. What you also see, Shelly, what are you doing with the APCs? Obviously, missiles have kind of been squashed.
Yeah. So what else? What other options do I have besides the
You
missiles?
have the turret. It's a double-barreled cannon, and that is the MX, or it's the high-powered laser cannon.
Okay, and
If you look
I
at the
can
picture,
take
it's
out
the big cannon sitting on top.
right. So with that, I can take out those pesky little
I would
things in the
not
sky.
use that to shoot something flying like. I mean, you can, and if you're bullish enough to shoot a womp rat, like Skywalker, you can, or you can start firing on the ground forces that are amassing outside.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right,
the ground forces. So yeah,
you have
let her
a
rip.
pool of d6, or not d6, but 6 dice,
6 dice. Okay,
and I don't know if you're looking at the map, but you guys are
and
quickly advancing up to what appears to be a storage area. And if you actually look on the map on Google Earth, you'll see that those are they're actually like water water filtration systems out there. Like they've got the water, and then it goes through, and it's used specifically for the federal prison. They're not in use like that for here, so they're like murky or just like muddy or whatnot. So it's clearly not something you're going to want to run through.
okay, so I use my reroll, and so I instead of a failure, I have 3,
Okay.
and I will need a reroll, guys.
So that's not great. And you got what, 3? Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thankfully these are lasers, so they don't cause explosions like that. Also, here's a question for you. Were you firing just a single barrel, or were you just going in? And so then I went in blasting basically and gave him both barrels, gave him the double deuce.
I would have given
Okay,
them both barrels.
boom, boom. Everybody here getting their
Mm-hmm.
hands on. Man, it's probably a good thing we're not playing the actual Rifts rules, because I've got a feeling you guys would spend most, like I did when I first started playing systems, and I was just constantly using the highest powered attack that I possibly could.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh
scare
no,
'em
no, no, no,
off.
no, no! Like when we
Yeah.
played Robotech, we didn't check off our individual kills anymore. We considered it a badge of honor. Like what we checked off is how many battleships we blew up. We would fly out because we would do math and whatnot. We would fly up to the weakest side of the ship, and to the guy running the game was like, I just go full payload, and he'd be like, huh. And so then you roll, find out like it connects, and of course it's multi warheads, and it's like, and you just watch all the explosions ripple up, and because it's an anime game, you've got the visual for it, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the damage you're going to give here for the old double deuce. So go ahead and roll. Let's see, what would this be? No, so that's a lot. Okay, so give me roll. I'll tell you what. Roll, because you're giving them 2. Roll 60. Oh, thank you for the follow. And Paul's back with us here. Good timing. So since you gave him both
Hey,
barrels,
Paul.
give me 60 damage.
2.
So times 10 makes it 20. And then times 2 from 20 makes it 40. So,
Nice.
you just see the searing light of those laser cannons just fly forward and start peppering some of their forces that were attempting to rally. Basically, what they're doing as you guys are advancing. Remember, I mentioned those like water. They're not water bays, but they're because they're not tanks. I don't know what the heck you'd call it.
Like retention basins or something like that. They're just holding a lot
Okay,
of water.
we'll
I
say
see
that.
them in there,
But that basically gives them like a dugout or a trench that they can duck into and fire. And so obviously it flies over some, but others that were trying to basically get in a position, like they smiled at the wrong flash. We'll put it that way. And they're no longer with us.
So in other words, Paul, we are chewing ass and kicking bubblegum.
So you're
Kaboom.
Lena Huxley all of a sudden from Demolition Man? Okay. And shovel
Take
it.
this job and shovel it.
Yes, I'll do the theme.
He really matched his meat. We really licked his ass.
Yeah.
Met his match and kicked his ass. Whatever.
Yeah.
She was so perfect for that role. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so now they're starting to return fire on the. Oh, actually, before they do that, Shelly, go ahead and roll 40 10 again.
Ooh, 4 successes.
Okay. Did we lose Callie?
It's all I
same
see
here.
is a circle.
Yeah.
I know she cut out and then
Okay.
tried to come back in, and that's when the circle. Oh, maybe she heard us.
It wasn't work. If it wasn't working for her, or wasn't working for us, it probably wasn't working for her. So there she is.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so
Welcome back,
their
girl.
morale is still around despite all the clashing, and it's probably because you end up seeing some sort of barrier erect on parts of the prison. And Dale, give me another evasion check. You're down. You're down 2 dice at this point.
Oh boy. Two successes.
Okay, that is a hit. As you see some sort of electricity like arc up into the sky, strike you and another pilot. Owie. Let's see. 4, 5. Okay, so you end up taking 1, 2, 3, 4 points of ag damage. Give me a piloting check.
Okay.
You're this is the same essentially action, so I'm not penalizing you for an additional die.
Okay.
This is you trying to recover your suit.
Oh boy.
Okay.
One success.
So as you're flying at this point, like it starts going wild, and the engines are acting up at this point, almost acting like an EMP, and another of the Silver Eagles ends up dropping and crashing into the ground with a.
Okay.
They've got magic users on their side.
Oh boy.
All right.
Let me at him. Let me at him.
Why I oughta. All right.
So Chip survives,
get
but
close
another
and
one goes down,
thunderclap.
right?
What's that, Shelly?
So Chip survives, but another one of his
Correct. Of the
eagles goes
of
down?
the 8, you only have 5
Okay.
up in the skies currently.
Okay.
So you the group has managed to swat some of the gargoyle lights down. You do end up seeing somebody advancing along the ground with beefier looking gargoyle lights and some humanoid looking individuals. Now the person
Did Alpha Team go?
not as of yet. One sec.
Okay.
I need to. You're fine.
Sorry.
Let me see if I can get this on here. There we go. Shrink that. Put that right there. Make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. That clearly is somebody new. I'll drop that in the Discord chat so you guys have that on hand too. That guy is coming out with the beefier looking gargoyle lights. I still got everybody, right? Okay.
Oh boy.
Yes.
So I heard
Yeah.
something disconnect.
Ready.
Something's coming back up, so hang on.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Kind of looks like my ex-husband.
One of the drives went offline. Okay, well, thankfully it's not the one I need right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Weird. Okay.
So no panicking and riding in the streets.
Okay, yeah. So that's what this particular person looks like. He's stepping out. He happens to have a rather large looking rifle with him. As well as he's flanked by other individuals. He is stepping out to take on the ground forces that are coming in. Nema Team Alpha. You are in range to commence with some firing. Unlike the APC, you're kind of brimming with choices. So let me get the bulldog pulled up.
Can I shoot the evil-looking dude with the rifle? Where the big gun?
Based on the combat and where he's at right now, you don't have eyes on him. So
Okay.
you have your choice of the single-barreled laser turrets, which you have 2. You have the plasma forearm weapons. Of course, we already talked about the missile launchers, which you can't really use right now. And then you have the long-range laser cannon.
Do they have any long-range
Who?
weapons that I can the opposing force? Or
Unfortunately,
just
you
people on
guys
the
didn't
ground?
get enough intelligence to know who or what was long range. Given the fact that they haven't been able to really attack initially for some of you guys who were that far out, they probably didn't have enough range at that point. And if they did, they got taken out by Overwatch before the fighting really started.
Okay. Can I take out the ground forces near the
You sure
downed
can.
Silver Eagles? Okay, I want to do that with the 2-barrel laser gun.
Okay, so it's a single-barreled laser turret, but you have 2 of them.
Okay.
So you can do that, and you can target them both at essentially at the same target if you'd like, or You can fire your 2 plasma forearm weapons, which actually have well, they're not quite as good for range. Or you still have the laser cannon you can fire with them, which goes even further. Specifically, since I know you were asking for it, its primary purpose is anti-personnel, air response, and sniping.
Okay. Yeah, I want to attack so that the Silver Eagles don't get surrounded. I want to make sure that
Okay.
that area is clear. Can I
Well,
do
that's why I was asking
that?
which ones you want to use. If you're trying to go with precision and damage, you're probably going to
The
want to go with the
laser.
long range laser cannon.
Okay, long range laser cannon.
So commence with your shooting. You still got 6 dice.
Okay.
Or sorry,
Oh,
you've got.
I'm using my reroll.
Sorry, you got 5 dice. Is what the 6 dice were in beta.
Okay. So that doesn't count. That's good.
Yes, go ahead and reroll.
3 successes.
Nice. Let's take that away. Okay, so those hit. Before we start rolling damage, your Super Mastiff.
And those are 6.
What's that?
Right? My dice pool is 6.
Your die pool should be 5.
Okay,
Yes,
you had just
I
said
did,
it was 6.
but one group
before.
has
Okay.
a die pool of 5. The other one has a die pool of 6, and that was Beta has some of the more trained personnel from the APCs.
Yeah, no worries. I can roll 5 dice.
Yeah, hold on a second. So for the Mastiff or the Super Mastiff, then you don't have quite the selection, but you do have a double-barreled laser turret that you can let it rip.
Okay, we'll let it rip at the same
go ahead.
location.
And next round, ground forces will actually be on site, like right up at the prison.
Okay, 2 successes.
Okay, let's see if
For my big dog.
Man, not their day. Okay, starting with the Bulldogs.
And 5.
So you are going to want to, since you're using the long range laser cannon, go ahead and what did I do before? Did I give it just 1d4? Or go ahead and roll 40. Go ahead and roll 40-10.
Okay, for the Bulldogs, I rolled 4 successes, so I'll go ahead and roll.
So that for damage?
D10. No. You told me the Bulldogs, and
okay,
so I rolled
roll damage.
for them.
Roll 40-10.
Uh, 15 altogether.
Huh?
No, like just roll with a 4 dice pool is what he's talking about.
Oh,
yeah, for damage.
Sorry.
Yeah.
When you said 40-10, I was like, oh, okay, yay. Failure.
Okay, you can't fail.
Well, then 1 success.
Okay.
I don't know.
Got a 6 and there was a 1.
So
so
1 success. So 1. So that's going to make it 10 mega damage. Times 2 because from 2. So 20 mega damage. Well, military grade damage. And then give me. You fired. On the other was the laser. double-barreled laser turret. Well, we're just going to go ahead and assume that you've you pulled a Shelly and gave them both barrels, since it's double-barreled.
Definitely.
Go ahead and roll 4d10 for your dice pool. So
One
you did
success.
10 more damage, essentially. So you are definitely keeping them covered as everybody advances and gets in closer. Nobody has been able to get to them. You're not sure who, if anybody's moving. Obviously, ground forces are now starting to engage the platoons and whatnot, getting out of the APCs and whatnot. So everybody starts to scramble to get on the inside. Everybody's got a clear view of the gigantic robots that are now charging and everything being on top of them. Shelly, give me another 4d10 roll. It's difficulty 8 this time.
Did you not want me to roll for the bulldogs?
You already have.
The little ones? I thought I had a big dog
Yes,
and then two
we've
little
just
dogs.
we've just resolved both of them.
Oh, okay. My bad. We just rolled separately for them last time.
That would be a 2.
Wow, at a difficulty 8, they're still. That's surprising. These guys have been getting hammered and their morale's holding. That's scary. So we're going to start spinning back around to get everybody in. However, you end up seeing the hover tank fly like right past everybody in towards the Chromium Guardsmen. And right then, like the gunbuster unit that was a part of the other fire team hops off because it has guns in both hands, hence the name. It starts firing off rounds like everywhere, and then immediately the hover tank converts to its the Veritech mode, which humanoid mode, Battloid, I guess what they call it, and draws a gun pod and also starts firing to cover everybody. So they are up close and personal right now. There's still fire coming occasionally from Overwatch. Chip, you are down to 5 of your own people, including you, in the skies.
Right.
How are you going to do this?
Okay, let's see here. I think we will need to. Gosh, if they're still like no, there's like 27 still in the air. 5 of us. We've already taken lots of hits. I'm gonna be like, I'm thinking we need to bug out, guys. We're getting creamed, and there's some sort of EMP magic thing on the ground. We need to bug out, regroup, and then come back in.
What's your rank?
Specialist.
Okay. Never really decided who was. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Let's see if Red Leader has gone down.
Yeah.
Odd or even. Okay.
Odd.
Red Leader has not gone down, so he is still up with you guys. And he says, negative, belay that. We're staying in contact. Form up.
All right. Let's go ahead and
Okay.
follow his order. Form up and do what we need to do.
Okay, so Chip, then why don't you go ahead, or if you're going to fire, fire. If you're going to dodge, dodge.
Okay. I will go ahead and fire. Okay. Light burst. Or, you know what? No, we're going to
Okay.
go a heavy burst this time.
Chip, go brr.
Ah! Shoot, and no rerolls. That's a failure.
Dope. All right, so they are firing on all of you guys. Oh, make sure you roll for the other 4 compadres.
Right. Okay, they got
Okay.
2 successes too.
Everybody's getting peppered and hit again. Alrighty. So Chip, you end up taking. Oh God, I got all successes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more damage to your main body.
Okay.
And obviously, volley of fire ends up downing another one.
Okay.
Not Red Leader. So that is you. Let's get over to Callie here. You've got the Humvees.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still gonna do ground support.
Go ahead, let it
Or
rip.
ground to air. Fire ground to air. Can I see? Sorry, I'm just gonna look to see if I can get my roll. Eight, 6. No. 5. Right. So I can do. What's the difference between heavy and light burst, Dale?
So heavy burst is 40 rounds fired, and the damage is 8 egg times 3. The light burst is 20 rounds fired. It's 8 egg times 2.
Is there any reason to conserve ammo, Jerome? Like, if I use the heavy burst, am I going to be like, oh?
No.
only do it
How much ammo does the Silver Eagle have?
Yeah, the railgun max capacity is 2,000 rounds.
Oh. Yeah, heavy burst. That's how we're gonna do. So then, what's my roll for that? Is sorry, the pool
That's
is
for
8?
damage. You need to strike
6.
first.
For damage, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The strike is 6. 5 successes.
Ooh.
Nice.
So another one go down. I'm like, get him. Support him up there. Fire there. Ground support coming
this is gonna
in.
be bad. They got nothing to dodge. Roll damage.
Okay, so now I do heavy burst is 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, something good. 3 successes.
Yeah, it's a total of 9 damage.
Coming
Times-
from 5 vehicles.
Yeah.
Just gunfire ripping up through the
9
night
times
sky all over the
5.
place.
Yeah.
Huh.
45 times 3? No. I don't know
No,
what the
see-
math is on this. Hold on,
So yeah,
like-
so it'd be like 45 damage in total if there's 5 of these guys doing all the same thing. Yeah, because 3 times 3 is 9 damage.
Mhm.
Times 5 of those vehicles.
Ooh. So at that point, you swat down 13 more.
Oh, nice.
Not on my watch.
Oh, Paul just redeemed a roll, and I think it's for Callie, correct? I'll wait for him to let me know. But yeah, Callie, I think it's for you. Okay, so yes, he just confirmed. Okay, so Shelly.
Let me roll.
I want to kick some more bubble gum. Both barrels.
Got your back, Chip. 13 more down. Keep up the good work.
Dale's like, we're sitting ducks up here.
Yeah.
So is that 6 again?
For what? Your die pool?
Don't worry, I got you.
No,
To kick more
for your
them.
die pool to shoot is what you're asking? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's 2.
2.
Laser cannons ripping through the night again with flashes of intensity. Roll damage.
And that was that? I forgot what that was. Was that? Where's my damage? Was that 4?
No, it's different.
I'm trying to look up and see what is it.
That's what I'm
Jerome, what's my
scrolling to look.
damage?
But make
I
sure
got
you,
too many-
you note this down someplace.
Yeah, I
Okay,
will.
so both barrels. Ba-boom. You are doing. So you're rolling. Yeah, it was. Because you're giving them both barrels. So give it. It's 40-10.
Yes, okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. Not 45. Would be nice, but no. 2.
Okay, so times 10 is 20. Times 2 again is 40 between the two turrets. It's,
Yep, another 40.
in the meantime, there's light weapons fire being exchanged now from everybody on the ground. APCs are getting peppered up, as are the troops. Both the Iron Dogs, as well as the mechs, as well as the APCs and the Ghost Ravens. So Abby,
Yes.
you are with everybody. Everybody's within close range combat. So you can also roll, and we'll also give. I'll let Shelly and Callie decide how they want to do that. You can also roll for the Iron Dogs squad too. So what are you doing with
Okay.
the mechs? What are you doing with the squad? The obviously the grounds are not secure as of yet. So advancing the Iron Dogs could be risky. But obviously you do know that there's people inside you need to rescue. So it's a matter of do you want to advance and try and push an advantage and take the risk? Do you want to stay outside, hunker down near one of the buildings and continue to try and suppress fire, which obviously slows the advance down and any potential advantage you have, but it keeps everybody a little bit safer.
I'm gonna roll a d20
Okay.
on my phone really quick. Odds that
Sure.
we advance.
Well, the other thing to keep in
evens.
mind too, if you keep pressing forward, it will put you in a position to drag the down pilots out. It's just risky.
Evens. We stay back
Okay.
one more round.
All right, so let me know what you're going to do with your gunfire. Obviously, you're a bit too close for missile fire, but everything else is just fine.
Can I missile fire
You sure can.
in
I was
the
wondering if
air?
somebody's going to ask that. You've got a mini missile launcher. You're going to try and lock in on some of the still target rich environment.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then let it go.
5, right?
Yes.
1 success. Keep rolling those stupid ones.
14. Well, I mean, it's still possible. How? By the way, how many missiles you firing? 5 from both of the bulldogs. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Wow.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a matter of a bleeding die pool too. They're
Yeah,
relying
exactly.
heavily on their air
4?
support, and same in turn. Like the more they get attacked, the less less of a chance they have to get out of the way. They're just too busy, like you guys are.
Yeah. Awesome.
4?
So you got what's that?
I believe my damage die pool is
I believe
4
so.
or 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to check. Sorry. 2 successes.
Well, oh god, yeah. Well, technically one would just do it. Okay, and you fired 5 apiece. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I like that sound.
And what would Johnny Quantum say?
I'm sorry. What?
What would Johnny Quantum
Oh,
say?
Johnny Quantum. I don't even know what I heard off that, but okay. Yeah, he'd say, "Oh, mama." So, yeah. So you dropped. So basically, they got up to 34 at their height. The Humvees kind of rolled in and just start spraying the skies to help out the remaining the remaining Silver Eagles, who were rightly so kind of overwhelmed in the sky, unfortunately. And between those two actions, whittled them down to 14. Right?
Nice.
Then you can then the two bulldogs come running up and just poof some smoke. Poof. You 5 apiece, and then all around you just remember those fireworks I was telling you about that you were too close to? You're really there. Yes.
Now they're even
You're like
closer.
flying through plumes of what used to be gargoyle, like just blah, 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 blah. And in one
Yeah, you hear Chip
and
going,
in
"Too hot,
one
too hot,
move,
too
you
hot."
wipe out all but 4 at this point, and those 4 are like, and they're bolting at this point. They're like, "Forget this noise, we're done." However, Super Mastiff has yet to enter combat.
Nice.
Can I shoot my laser?
You
at
can,
the
but you'd
4
only
that
be
are
able to
running
target
away,
one.
or is that not possible?
Would you
Okay.
like to participate in the missile fire eradication of these little dastardly duos? Or
Yes, and 4 missiles,
yeah,
please.
because you can do that. That's the fun thing about missile launchers. You're expending a lot of ammunition doing that, but you can pretty much pick your targets. Okay, so go ahead and roll again. Oh, this poor die pool. There's no way they're living this. Yeah, well. Oh,
3
no,
successes.
guess not. Roll damage. Get higher than a 10. Which would be a 1,
Oh, up there.
So
2.
you just did, they can take 6. You just did 20 to the remaining 4. Like, there's not enough to even investigate
Okay.
whether or not, you basically promoted them to Baloney Mist Cloud number 1. just
Gross.
So so basically, I mean, obviously the rounds, it's not like 5 minutes a pop. The rounds tend to go pretty quick. So within the span of like 30 seconds, their entire air force vaporized.
Yeah.
So at this point, go ahead, Shelly, and roll. You need to roll 4d10 again at a difficulty 10.
Oh, no way!
2 successes.
Wow. Okay. Well, clearly their commander is all that in a bag of chips. Inspired. Well, he's not inspirational. They are more terrified still. Yeah,
He's
they're more terrified
intimidational.
of him than they are of like the 30-foot mech that doesn't really have to fire anything. It can just step forward at this point, and it's going to be squashing people. If they keep this up. Wow, I did not expect them to hold on like this, despite the losses they're taking. Owie. Okay, so they're
And if that was for me, that would have been a like botch
so
times
that was
100.
your rounds. So now they're going to start returning fire, obviously on
With what?
with magic and other weapons that they've got. They've got ground forces, not much,
Yeah.
but they've got ground forces. Oh, you know what? I should actually look at my notes real quick. That's the fun stuff for Mythic Savannah. That's not what I'm looking for. Yes, as a side note, I have something fun that you guys are really going to like for next game.
Is it what we talked about and inspired you? Or something else?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is actually.
Ugh. That's excited, and I don't know what inspired you, but okay.
Okay. Oof. He has got, even with that okay, yeah. Okay, so despite the ground forces actually still staying in the fight, the only ones that actually see that the leader guy right now are Shelly and Callie's forces as of this point. Surprisingly enough, everybody's still in the fight except that big guy. He's turning and running, attempting to use the cover of smoke and explosions and gunfire to get out.
A tactical retreat.
Oh, so Big Ugly isn't going to
No,
come out and play?
he's backing off and running back in a northern direction, probably somewhere into the prison. However, ground forces, Shelly and Callie both give me 5d5 or 5d10 rolls. This is just for the ground forces at this point engaging.
3.
Also 3.
Okay. It's actually not going great. It's not going terrible, but obviously there have been some members of the platoon have gone down. They haven't like, they're not dead outright, but like they're trying to pull them back and give them cover behind the other sides of the APCs. APCs are getting beat up. The Humvees, now they don't have to focus on on the air, they're swinging and peppering the area and obviously taking out other members of the repelling ground forces for the Crimson Brute Syndicate. So it's kind of a stalemate as far as that's concerned. One of you are probably going to need to warn Red Squadron, or what's left of it at this point, that you've got a VIP target running for it.
Send in the message. Bogey running north.
Roger that. Pursuing.
At that point, Lieutenant Nichols indicates breaking away, pursuing as well. Alpha, uh, Alpha pushed forward and secured the down pilots. And of course, there's more, gunfire coming back and forth. Abby, you're Alpha, by the way.
Okay.
Go ahead. You're fine. Go ahead and roll
Sorry.
me 5d10. This is just the maneuvering and crossfire to kind of speed this up to see how you are doing with the remains of the ground forces of the Crimson Brine Syndicate, as well as your three, as well as the giant mechs and Iron Dogs squad. Oof. And which makes sense. You've got bigger and heavier metal. Once you took that moment to pause and return a bit of gunfire to them, whatever courage that those individuals had start to flee after like 3 or 4 of their guys go down, and the giant mechs decide I don't really care if I get some scratches to my paint, I'm just gonna stomp, and they just start like moving forward at this point, and they're just getting out of the way. It's no different than when people that had no explosives saw German tanks rolling forward. It's like, nope, we'll have to figure something else here. Run around. We can't do anything to that. So you guys are advancing at will from the east side at this point because they are broken. So Chip, at this point, it's up to you. Give me you will have a +1 die to this. Give me because of your optics. Give me a perception and investigations check, as you have a bird's eye view of the complex and looking for the head honcho that's running.
Gotcha. And I'll spend
Okay.
a will on this as well. And a difficulty 6?
Yes.
Okay. 3 successes.
All right. You end up spotting that guy as he's running. Looks like he has a vehicle on the other side of this particular courtyard he's making a break towards.
Be advised, VIP is headed towards the vehicle. He's almost to it.
Roger that. Coming in on the long ground. Give him a buzz. Let him know we're here.
Copy that. I'll go ahead and give him a buzz. A big old heavy burst buzz. Will I be down a die for that?
Yes. 1 die.
Okay. Let's see here.
I don't suppose I can take him out with my laser, huh?
No, he has cover between him.
Holy smokes.
7 successes to hit.
Ouch.
He doesn't need my laser.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay. That's 2 times 3.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
6
So
ag.
he takes it, and he starts getting back up, trying to get to the vehicle at this point. But obviously, he's winged because he's been peppered quite a bit from the gunfire. You can see what you presume to be a little bit of blood coming off of him of some kind. You have wounded him. Thou hath wounded.
Okay.
And then right then you end up seeing the Battloid version of the hover tank running like around the corner, and he yells over a loudspeaker to stop, but he fires at the vehicle that's in front of him for safety precautions.
Yeah.
And with that gun pod, it ends up like it doesn't blow it up completely, but it buckles the vehicle, and it causes him to like pause and stop, and so he's just slowly advancing with that gun pod. And as he advances, he shouts to whoever the heck this is, and he says, demands that he forces the rest of his men to stand down and surrender. Let's give that to Abby. Odd or even?
Evens.
Wow. So he says something in another language, which clearly doesn't look like he's wanting to surrender. So at that point, Nichols is like, all right. And he spins the gun pot around. Keep in mind how tall this mech is. By comparison. And he rifle butts this guy right to the face. Just which causes him to utterly collapse and look like basically the Predator at the end of Predator, where his face got mashed in by a giant log. Just like
Right.
So he hits the ground, and he tells and I'll let you guys determine how you want to handle it. He tells Beta team to force the others to surrender, and give them 3 seconds. If they don't, give them hell. And with that, he says, Alpha, move the rest of your squad in to surround them.
Okay. Roger that.
Copy. So, yeah, do what he says.
So who's going to roll for the basically the command?
Well, I got Beta. She's got Alpha.
Okay. So then, Shelly, go ahead and roll 60-10. And we'll...
And
What's
me
that?
5. And me 5, right?
You're just moving into position. So there's nothing for you to... There's
okay.
nothing for you to roll, because it's intimidating enough hearing thump, thump, thump as these machines are just walking their way around, just basically saying FAFO, please, please.
Yeah, these building-sized mechs.
They're just begging for the fight to continue. Nice.
4.
Okay, so you shout that out. Obviously, they understand. Enough of them understand English, and they can hear the rest of that squad coming around, and you force the remainder of the Crimson Brine Syndicate to surrender.
So can I also tell them that their commander was abandoning them?
You don't know that just yet.
Oh.
He turned
kinda.
he turned from the battlefield.
Yeah.
But we'll deal with that later. So now that you guys have actually dealt with the forces here, you do come around, and there are Mike, right at the end of the fight, jumps into the chat and says, "Are we winning?"
No, Mike, we lost. Sorry.
No, we didn't win. We dominated.
Jazz hands and all.
We chewed asses and kicked the bubble
So,
gum.
you guys. So at this point, you in a cruel twist of fate, to keep these guys in place, you've of course ordered them to throw their all the normal reparations, or not reparations, but the you take their weaponry, like precautions, but in an interesting twist of fate, you guys lock them up in their own slaver vehicles in the cages, that the few that actually remain, which, as Lieutenant Nichols tells you, they may be scrubs in whatever force that was here, but we're taking them back because they're going to be interrogated. We
makes
need to know
sense.
more about this operation and what's going on. Then begins the real task. Going through these prisons and trying to find everything that they have. They did indeed have some Naruni technology. Most of it was actually, oddly enough, most of it was repurposed Naruni and Nemo weaponry. Most of it being like rifles, pistols, and bits of armor and whatnot. But as you guys end up going through, let me post this up in the chat. You find a guy who looks like the green-skinned person in that picture. Note the size.
Oh
He
shoot!
was actually in the wing of one of those. Well, in one of the wings, but obviously they had to use the buildings to put up fencing to keep him, kind of retained. It looks like he may have been beaten or mistreated, but was likely used for labor purposes around this area because he's so big. The Lieutenant Nichols actually identifies him as what's called a Zentradi. So once everybody starts making their way around, let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's see what we got. Okay.
I'll definitely precog my way around for any plot purposes
Right,
or
gotcha.
NPC finding.
Was Anthony part of this
Technically,
battle?
yes. Okay, it's still working on that. That's kind of funny. Okay. So, at any rate, as you're going through and. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to do that. Let it run. There are quite a few people who have been enslaved here. And in fact, when you get kind of a running total of everything that was here, this wasn't just a simple operation. This was a hub. They had, this was clearly set up already to kind of like intake and outtake, and it's where if you were a slaver, this is a good place you would post up your stock to be sold elsewhere. As well, obviously, since it's a prison, a great place to just detain people you didn't like, let them rot or whatever have you, or in many cases, even set up, for your own depraved pleasure, like gladiator pits or whatnot. Like it's multiple uses, for this type of place. All right, we'll have to get back with that. Close out.
Amongst the slaves, did we manage to find Marcus's VIP?
Let's take a look. See if he did. Okay, close that out. All right. All right, so here's what you have. I'll actually supply you with these guys with some notes for this too, so you can add it. there are Mike's all, my princess is in another castle. So there are about 50 captives here, in this location. So anywhere between like 20 to 30 adult civilians, 6 to 10 coerced laborers, similar to like the Zentradi, and 3 to 6 semi-trained combat captives. You see a few DBs and non-humans. There are anywhere between like 3 to 6 children and elderly that came along. There are, due to the fighting, about 5 of them ended up dying. Just caught in the crossfire or whatever ended up happening. Most are alive, but they're underfed, dehydrated, some with blunt trauma or gunshot wounds. So obviously now that moves into anyone with medical training is getting in there and trying to patch them up and get them healthy, at least enough to travel.
Yep.
So there are there's
Naomi probably would
Okay.
have went with that crew because she
right,
can do
which
some
is going to
magical healing.
come in clutch there. Obviously, I've got hardware breakdowns. I'm not going to get into it right now. That they have. You did find stuff to swipe from here. Like there's heavy and industrial supplies that are going to work out. So you've picked up quite a bit of fuel. There's a repair and fabrication shop that everybody can disassemble and hastily bring that back. There are some chemical drums that are here that can be used, obviously, for makeshift weapons or, if necessary, disposed of. So they're not an environmental issue. There are solar and backup power packs, so that's obviously going to need to be disassembled and taken back, which that's going to be super useful. There are some consumer goods here as well as some luxury items, such as like encrypted data drives or pre-cataclysm gadgets and jewelry and stuff like that. There is a little bit of there is a small field clinic kit that can actually be used to help supplement what you guys are already doing. There's also one more crate that goes with that. Many of the weapons here ended up being jury rigged, so that'll probably need to get fixed or updated back to factory specs. There are some data pads that were used to probably track business or whatnot, which will be super helpful to find out what's going on when they also do the interrogation. You do end up finding okay, came back online. Weird. All right. You end up finding somebody who identifies as Miranda Lawson.
Okay. Yeah. Then Chip would pipe up that Miranda is the one that the chief was looking for.
Beta team will make sure that she gets a safe ride back to the base.
Yeah, so at this point, and that's where we're going to stop here for the evening, that's where, given all the damage of what you're going to have to find people that can drive, and this has suddenly turned into a convoy of twice the size that it had been. to basically bring the all the rest of the people here, as well as much as you could in the supplies. So this was a big victory just by the numbers, but you do manage to make it back to the Deer Valley base, so that everybody can start getting repaired and they can start figuring out, what to do with all these other people, and try to get intel from those who remained.
Nice.
How much of our army did we lose? Like, did we have any? How many deaths did we have? If
So
any?
2 pilots unfortunately ended up dying, and there were there was about 10 people that ended up dying from the squads, or the fire teams and whatnot that were there. So there were some losses, but clearly you dished it out way more disproportionately than what they had. Like you hit them and they just foolishly stayed in combat and just got mauled.
And you're going to give us a
Yep.
list of the spoils?
So we need to start off
Sweet.
with RP votes. So start off with Abe.
Dale. For his genuine reactions to losing his pilots and then role playing
Okay.
all that.
Shelley.
Thank you.
Abby for her culinary expertise.
Okay. I was about ready to say Brittany, but Brittany's not here. Durr. Callie, who is muted. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Dale.
And Dale.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go for Callie actually for bringing the big guns and helping out Red Squadron.
Okay. All right. Cool,
That's
cool,
pretty
cool.
awesome.
So Dale, you get the RP vote. Additional 2 points goes to you, sir. So obviously we are going to
Good
be
job.
picking up from this point at the next game, and hopefully the ex-CIA operative, or analyst, I should say, is going to be able to work his groove on some of these slavers, bandit gang, and find out just what they know. We'll find that out next game. All right, which will be on the 16th. So, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us and chatting. Thank you for any of you who redeemed roles and whatnot. And we will be back again next week with more of the same. So on Wednesday we've got Star Wars. On Friday we've got Mythic Savannah. And then on Saturday we've got we don't have a game actually next Saturday. I've got something else going on. So just Mythic Savannah and Star Wars. So thank you guys again, and have a good night. Good night, guys.
Good night.
And